In this episode, we're summarizing the 4th episode from Season 3 of the Wire series titled Hamsterdam. The episode first aired on October 10th, 2004. In the beginning, Councilman Carcetti has dinner with friends and reveals his plans to run for mayor. He sees Teresa D'Agostino, a political consultant he knows from law school, and makes a bet with his friends that he can talk to her. Carcetti approaches her and discusses the possibility of her becoming his campaign manager, but she is skeptical about his chances of winning. Later on, Bunk questions drug dealers in the Western District who were arrested by the Drug Enforcement Unit. He offers them immunity in exchange for information about a firearm. Bunk, after finding no leads whatsoever, talks with McNulty at a bar about finding Omar Little to help with the murders of Tank and Tasha. Bunk pretends his mother has passed away to get a woman's attention. Later, McNulty visits ASA Perlman's house and sees Lieutenant Daniels' car parked outside. As we catch up with the Western District, we see Major Colvin attends a community meeting where residents express frustration to the community relations sergeant. Colvin steps in, admitting he lacks answers and that past strategies have failed against the drug problem. This honesty surprises and pleases the residents. Carcetti and Marla Daniels are also there, with Carcetti finding Colvin's speech provocative. Colvin talks to the head of security and a director at Johns Hopkins University about a security job after he retires. Although he feels it is a bit of an odd place to work, he assures them that it's a good fit for retired officers. They share some light-hearted jokes about the peaceful and safe atmosphere at Hopkins among the students and faculty. Sergeant Carver's team in the Western District cracks down on drug dealers, arresting peanut butter and jelly for dropping vials. Despite orders, the dealers continue trading on their corners. Colvin decides to use buses to gather them in a school gym to explain the free zones. However, the dealers remain uncontrollable until the principal takes the microphone. Once she leaves, they still refuse to listen. As we catch back up with the Barksdale organization, Cuddy keeps going to his landscaping work. While going to a job, he spots a car driven by young drug dealers. His employer informs him that all the workers are on parole and that their supervisor is an ex-convict himself. The supervisor shares that the job involves hard work for little pay every single day. As a result of the slow sense of progress, Cuddy attempts to take on the work given to him by Shamrock. He calls the number, but it is not working. He finds Slim Charles at Bodie and Pooh's corner, and he talks to him. Initially, Bodie is unfriendly until Cuddy mentions knowing Bodie's brother James from boxing. Bodie reveals that James is now deceased. Slim Charles asks about Cuddy's job preferences, and he is open to any paying work. The soldiers leave to find the weapon for Cuddy, while Colvin's buses start rounding up corner dealers. Stringer Bell meets with his property consultant and a state senator to discuss his real estate investments in the up-and-coming areas. McNulty continues to surveil him. Stringer then meets with Dawnette, concerned about McNulty's visit. He reassures her and expresses a desire to be closer to her. Remember, I am summarizing this entire series as well as other popular works of literature, movies, and TV shows as well. Subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss the next episode or series. If you would like to see the playlists of our summaries, click on the link in the description. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Click like on the video if you found it valuable, because that helps YouTube recommend it to viewers like you. Consider supporting us on Patreon if you can. Doing this will help my channel out tremendously. I really do thank you for your support. Later on, Maurice Levi assists Avon Barksdale with his parole hearing, using a deal from his sentence, even though Perlman wrote a letter to the parole board opposing it. Gerard, Sapper, Slim Charles, and Cuddy investigate a dealer who is missing money. Cuddy suggests that the dealer's girlfriend may be the reason for the missing cash. Later, Bodie throws a party to welcome Cuddy back with drugs and women. Cuddy is surprised that Avon allows them to use drugs, and Bodie explains that it's necessary sometimes. Bodie arranges for some women to be there for Cuddy. Later on, McNulty and Greggs arrange a deal with Bubbles where they will pay him to find out information about what is happening in the Western District, Eventually, Bubbles sees Marlo speaking with Fruit, and he gets a good look at the license plate. When McNulty and Greggs arrive at the detail office, Freeman questions their whereabouts. Freeman emphasizes the importance of showing loyalty to Lieutenant Daniels. McNulty dismisses Freeman, causing tension between the two. Freeman points out McNulty's self-destructive behavior. Greggs intervenes to stop their argument, and Freeman reminds her that Daniels played a role in her career as well. Bubbles shares information that the Barksdale group and Marlo are splitting territory, but Marlo has control over certain areas. He provides Marlo's license plate number for extra money. When the detail team runs the plate, they discover it belongs to an older woman elsewhere. Greggs identifies Marlo Stanfield as a 22-year-old with a criminal record. Greggs goes to the homicide unit to talk to Detective Holly about a previous case involving Marlo. Marlo faced a murder charge but avoided conviction by killing a witness named Pooh Bear. Despite Holly's attempts to protect him, Holly characterizes Stanfield as extremely wicked. Daniels goes to see ASA Perlman, where she informs him that Avon is up for parole. McNulty attends his son's science fair, and his ex-wife, Elena, brings up the topic of his missing alimony payments. The following day, Greggs tells McNulty that Marlo is a murderer and suggests that he might be connected to Stringer Bell. She spends the day with Bubbles mapping the territories of drug dealers and discovers that they use disposable phones called burners. McNulty visits Stringer's college and identifies Stringer's cell phone number, then follows him to confirm it. Stringer answers the phone using his front organization's name, B&B. After clashing with McNulty, Freeman assigns Detective Presbalewski to check property records related to the same business. McNulty shares his findings with the unit. Freeman impresses him by revealing that Stringer is using a legitimate cell phone and has property in his name. Greggs mentions disposable payphones, and McNulty expresses concern about wiretapping them. Freeman and Prez discover Stringer's property development work. Freeman urges McNulty to return to the unit, warning him that he won't cover for him much longer. Daniels and McNulty have a slightly uncomfortable conversation about Daniels' new relationship with Perlman. McNulty wishes them well, and Daniels appreciates McNulty's support. That was episode number 29, titled Hamsterdam. To watch the next or previous episode summary, click on the link in the description or at the end of this video. In the description, you will also find additional links for supporting our channel. I will see you on the next episode. Goodbye.
We upload new videos every week, so subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to hit the like button as well. Click the notification bell to be notified of when we upload these videos. See you on the next episode of Culture Screen.